Welcome back to part 3 of The Lord Will Provide. We've looked at the first 10 verses of Genesis chapter 22. And in verses 11 and 12, we see that God's faithfulness has led to Abraham's faithfulness. So, knowing the faithfulness of God, Abraham knew that he was going to come back down the mountain with his son. He didn't completely understand this, but he knew that somehow the two of them were coming back down that mountain together. Now, as Abraham raises the knife to kill his son so that he could offer him as this burnt offering, the angel of the Lord calls to him from heaven, says, Abraham, Abraham, do not lay your hand on the boy or do anything to harm him, for I know now that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. This is an important statement for us to stop and think about for just a minute. Did God know the faith of Abraham? Of course God knew. God knows everything. He knows your faith. He knows my faith. He knows everything about us. But God expects for that faith to be shown during moments of crisis and difficulty. God knows you can be faithful. The question is, will you be faithful? Just like a test in school, the teacher will know that you know this information, but do you really know it for the time of the test? Are you ready to answer correctly on that test? The test is needed to know if we fear God. We need to know if we truly walk by faith. So in the test, are you going to hold fast to the Lord? Are you going to respond in the right way? Are you willing to sacrifice everything for Him? We are called to trust in the Lord. And sometimes that comes at great personal cost to us. But the true worshiper is not going to hold anything back, but they are going to obediently follow when God asks for us to follow. Stop and think about this for just a minute, because this is what it means to fear God. God says that what Abraham did displayed that he feared God. Fearing God means not holding anything back, but giving everything that God demands to Him, even if it is at great personal cost to us. And this is why we become concerned sometimes when we see people that we love, people that we want the best for, choose not to come to worship. Choose not to come to Bible study and fellowship and worship with your brethren. It shows an unwillingness to sacrifice something such as time or comfort for something fairly convenient. Driving in a comfortable car to an air-conditioned building to study God's Word. Now, if we choose not to do something this simple, then what does that mean is going to happen when we have to sacrifice in a hard area? When we have to give up something that truly matters, but that God demands on our lives? If we can't do the simple things, we're not going to do the hard things. And, it's not that we just want bodies in the pews. Our concern is for the souls of people. And if you are not willing to fear God by holding nothing back, what does that say? What are you suggesting by your actions? That God is asking too much of you? Or that you don't fear Him? That He is not important to you? Before you answer that question, we need to look at the main point of this chapter. And we're going to do that in the next lesson. Thank you for your attention. See you in lesson 4.